Don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon to never miss a video from testbook.com.
Good morning everyone, good morning, how are you all? Good morning everyone, good morning. Sorry, good evening, right? Good evening, okay, good evening everyone, okay, good evening everyone. How are you all? Good evening everyone, good evening, good evening. कैसे हैं आप सब? Good evening everyone. हेलो सलोनी सैनी, हेलो. सो डियर स्टूडेंट्स, आज हम लोग क्या बात करने वाले हैं इसके बारे में जरा बात करते हैं. जैसे वेट अ सेकंड. हेलो एवरीवन, हेलो हेलो. ओके, सो आज हम लोग क्या बात करने वाले हैं इसके बारे में जरा बात करते हैं. सो एक बार जरा डिस्कस करते हैं कि हमने पिछली क्लासेस में हमने क्या ऑलरेडी पढ़ चुके हैं. ठीक है, सो पिछली क्लासेस में हमने क्या पढ़ा है. हमने जो है ट्रैफिक स्टार्ट कर दिया था पिछली क्लासेस में. ठीक है, और हम लोग जो है ओरिजिन एंड डेस्टिनेशन स्टडीज पढ़ चुके थे. ओरिजिन एंड डेस्टिनेशन स्टडीज क्या होती है, और हम जो है कैपेसिटी के बारे में भी डिस्कस कर चुके हैं. कैपेसिटी क्या होती है, हम इसको कैसे कैलकुलेट करते हैं. तो ये सारी छोटी छोटी चीजें हम लोग डिस्कस कर चुके हैं प्रीवियस क्लासेस में. हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम टू द चैनल, वेलकम टू चैनल. हेलो एवरीवन, आज आपकी फर्स्ट क्लास है, तो एक काम करना आप सलोनी, इस क्लास के बाद जो है आप एक बार जरा जो बाकी मैंने ऑलरेडी जो लेक्चर्स बनाए हैं ट्रांसपोर्टेशन पे, आप जरा उनको देख लेना एक बार जरा, और आप जो है अपने नोट्स बना लेना इस लेक्चर के बाद. आफ्टर दिस लेक्चर यू मेक योर नोट्स ऑल्सो. ओके, सो yes, hello everyone, hello everyone, hello Kartika, hello, hello. Yes, you were also there in the yesterday also you were there, right? Okay, Kartika. Yes, Akhil, hello, how are you? Welcome to the, welcome again, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to the channel. Okay, like, share and subscribe also. So now I was telling you that in the previous classes we have discussed about the origin and destination studies. Okay, and we also discussed about the capacity. We discuss about the practical capacity, we discuss about the basic capacity, and we discuss about the theoretical capacity. That is what we have discussed in the previous classes. So today's class what we are going to do is that we are going to study about the traffic flow characteristics and studies. So these chapters or these topics which I am teaching you right now, they seem to be a little bit similar to each other. Traffic characteristics, flow characteristics, operation characteristics. The names seem to be similar, even the meanings seem to be similar, but they are not similar. We have a difference between them. In the previous lecture, that is the traffic characteristics, right? Okay, what we discussed was we discussed about the capacity and the origin and destination studies. And today what we are going to do is that we are going to discuss that what are the various factors. The first point will be what are the various factors which affect the capacity. That is what we are going to discuss in today's class, the first point. After that, there are some graphs also between speed versus capacity, between volume versus capacity, between densities. One concept is there that is called the density, right? So density versus volume. So we have some graphs, and with the help of those graphs, we have a model which is called as the green shield model. So how do we determine the traffic? With the help of the green shield model. That is what we are going to study in this particular class. Yeah, hello Faisal, hello, how are you? चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं हम लोग. So traffic flow characteristics and studies. Okay, so in this what we are going to do is that, so concept of time and space headway we have already done in the previous class. Okay, now traffic capacity also we have discussed in the previous class. Okay, so in today's class what we are going to do is that we are going to continue with the traffic capacity studies. Now let me do a recap of what we have done in the previous classes. Let me do a recap of it. So in the previous classes we discussed about the capacity. ये capacity होती क्या है? That is what we have discussed in the previous class about the capacity. This we discussed in the previous class. Number 1 point. Number 2 point, we discuss about the types of capacity. So we have the basic capacity. Then we have, after the basic capacity, we have the theoretical capacity. THC, I am writing THC, theoretical capacity, right? And the third type of capacity that we discussed in the previous class was called as the practical capacity. Practical capacity. Okay, theoretical capacity is also called as the possible capacity. possible capacity. That is what we have discussed in the previous class. सर मुझे एसएससी की क्लास है, ये काम करो सोलोनी, ये जो भी आपको कमेंट बॉक्स में ऊपर लिख रहा है ना, क्या नाम है इसका, टेस्ट बुक गेट, फिल आउट दिस फॉर्म, राइट? So you just fill out this form, okay? Our representatives, they will approach to you, and we are already I am already taking the SSC JE classes in the morning from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. I am taking the strength of material, and now I have increased the timing of strength of material from 12 to 2. Also, I am taking the strength of material, and in the evening, Mr. Deepak sir is taking the you can say the geotechnical engineering classes. So he is taking the geotech classes. In the morning, SOM is going there. In the evening, geotech is going there. And our target is to finish the SSC JE syllabus by the end of February. That is our target. Okay. After that, we will be preparing. We will be making students to be prepared for the mains exam also, because mains data are also coming. After the result, mains will also come. Right. Okay. So we have discussed these things in the previous classes. And we also derived a formula. The formula was C, that is the basic capacity, is 1000 V divided by S. This formula we have also derived, in the previous class. So that is what we have discussed till now in the traffic capacity. Today what we are going to do is that we are going to discuss about some factors affecting capacity. That is what we are going to discuss in this class. First of all, after that we have some graphs also. That is also we are going to discuss in this particular class. Now, what are the various factors which affect the capacity? Now, listen to this very carefully. What is this capacity? So, capacity is your vehicles per unit time. It can be vehicles per day, it can be vehicles per hour. That is your vehicles per unit time. Now, what are the various factors which affect the capacity? First one, the first factor which affects the capacity is called as the lane width. Right? We have some values that if you decrease the lane width by this much of amount, how much is the decrease in capacity or how much is the increase in capacity. But let me ask you one thing. For example, a lane is there. मान लो कि कोई सड़क है आपके पास. अगर आप सड़क की width को कम कर दोगे, if you will decrease the width of a particular lane or a road, what will happen to capacity? Will the capacity increase or will it decrease? I am just going to ask you one simple question. What do you think? Will the capacity increase or will it decrease? अगर आप सड़क की विड्थ को कम कर दोगे तो कैपेसिटी क्या होगा, उसमें इंक्रीज होगा कि डिक्रीज होगा? एक चीज बताओ मेरे को, वहां से फिर आपको समझ में आना शुरू हो जाएगा. आप बताइए मेरे को. Just basic common sense. Even if you get the wrong answer, it doesn't matter, right? Even if you get it wrong, it doesn't matter. You just tell me what will happen to the capacity if you decrease the lane width. What will happen to the capacity? Can anyone tell me that? Anything. Whether it is correct, whether it is wrong, I don't care, right? Anything which you think that it will decrease or it will increase. What do you think? Anything, जो भी आपके दिमाग में आता है, आपको लगता है कि इंक्रीज होगी, आपको लगता है डिक्रीज होगी, तो जो भी आपको लगता है आप मेरे को बताइए. आई एम वेटिंग फॉर योर आंसर्स. आई एम लुकिंग एट योर कमेंट्स. लेट मी सी इफ देयर इज एनी कमेंट और नॉट. लेट मी सी दैट. Okay, Kartika is saying decrease. Okay, Kartika is saying decrease. Let me see some more comments if there are more comments or not. Okay, Kartika is saying decrease. Yes, Kartika, very good. That is my common sense, right? That is my common sense. My common sense says that. Yes. Just wait a second. Yes. So my common sense says that if the width of the road will decrease, certainly my capacity is going to decrease. That is for sure. Because now the road or now the pavement can accommodate less number of vehicles. For example, let me draw a road. Then you will understand what I want to convey. For example, this is a road, right? This is a road. Okay. These are the curbs. If you are still wondering, sir, what are these curves? What they are made up for, right? Why they are provided in a road, right? And what is this lane? What is the meaning of this lane? What is the formation width and everything? I have explained in the previous lectures. You can go and watch. They are on the YouTube itself, right? you can go and watch those lectures for your further better understanding, right? But for the time being, let me tell you one thing. If you will decrease the width road, let us say that sometimes you must have seen that police, what they do is that they do the barricading due to some reasons. Either it may be security reasons or traffic control reasons. Whatever the reasons are, sometimes you must have seen that the police, they do the barricading. बैरिकेड लगा देती है ना पुलिस, आपने कभी कभी देखा होगा, राइट? ओके, सो अगर यहाँ पे एक बैरिकेडिंग लग जाता है, फॉर एग्जांपल दिस इज अ पुलिस बैरिकेडिंग ऑन विच इट इज रिटन पुलिस. ना यू मस्ट हैव सीन दैट अगर गाड़ी जा रही होगी तो बहुत लंबा ट्रैफिक लग जाता है पीछे. यू मस्ट हैव सीन दैट इफ देयर इज अ पुलिस बैरिकेडिंग, okay, and behind that police barricade there is a very long traffic. Why there is a traffic? What is the reason for that? Even if the police barricading, you must have observed, because I always observe these things, right? Even if the barricading is to a very small area, even if the barricading is to a very small area, then also you will find that there is a lot of traffic happening. Then also there will be a lot of traffic. I always observe these things. You also try to observe these things in your day-to-day life. Why is it happening? Because the width of the road has decreased now. Now only this much of width is available for the vehicles to travel. Earlier, when there was no barricading, this much of width was available for the vehicles to travel. But now since there is barricading, only this much of width of road is available for the vehicles to travel. You must have observed all these things. Clear? So it means that, it simply means that if there is a traffic on the police barricading, at the police barricading, if there is traffic, what does it mean? It means that the capacity of the road has decreased. That is the meaning of that. Now the question is, sir, how much the capacity of road will decrease? So it has been found by experiments that if you decrease your width of road just by 0.5 meters, 0.5 is a very small dimension, by the way, if the width of the road is compared. For example, we usually say that the width of road is generally taken as 3.5 meters. Let us say that for 3.5 meters, you had 100% capacity. For example, if you just decrease the width of this road by 0.5 meters, by just 0.5 meters, let us say that on 0.5 meters, you have this police barricading, or you have some construction work, or something is going on. So the capacity has decreased. So by experiments, it has been found that if you decrease it by 0.5 meter, the capacity decreases by 76%. Important, very important. The capacity decreases by 76%. It means that initially, if there were 100 vehicles which were going, you can say, per hour, now if you decrease the formation width or the width of the lane by just 0.5 meter, you will only have 24 vehicles, because 76% decrement is there. Only 24 vehicles can pass per hour. That is the meaning of that. That is the meaning of your capacity decrease. Have you got it? Have you got it? Then we will proceed. Have you got it? The number one factor, that is the lane width. The number factor is lane width. Let me write it here. That is my lane width. Okay, and before proceeding, let me tell you a very important thing. So you can go for the Testbook Pass. So we have more than 100% courses that we have, okay, and amazing courses, amazing response from the students as well. We have more than 6,500 plus mock tests, 38,000 plus selections we have already done. Exam strategy is also there. Every day in the morning, I'm giving some strategy as far as the examinations are concerned. Obviously, you will be getting some guidance from the experts, okay. I won't say that I'm an expert, but still you will be getting some guidance from the experts.
One Pass for 100 plus government exams, जिसमें आपको मिलेंगे 100 से भी ज़्यादा कोर्सेज, 3500 प्लस मॉक टेस्ट, 500 से भी ज़्यादा PDF स्टडी नोट्स आपको मिलेगा सिर्फ 149 रुपीस में.
Okay, so that was about the Testbook Pass, and one more very important thing I would like to tell you that. Okay, and one more very important thing that I'd like to tell you that if you will put my code, okay, because देखो सबको पैसा बचाना है, ठीक है ना? Everybody wants to save money, right? So if you will put my code, this code, that is Varun, and you just put capital K, Varun K, right? So whatever the price of the code is, it is a very reasonable price, by the way, right? Plus you will be getting a discount of around 20%. Plus you'll be getting a discount of around 20% because everybody wants to save price, right? Okay. So you can go for this code, and every day in the morning. Now what is the timing of the classes? From 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. I am taking strength of materials. Currently the topic which I am teaching there is the theories of failure. That is the topic which I am teaching, right? And again, it is a very important topic, the theories of failure, right? So if anybody of you wants to join for the classes, on the comment section, you will find that above the live chat, you have an option that fill this form. You fill this form, you provide your details, representatives will call you and they will guide you with what you have to do, right? And you can also go for the demo classes. So we have also the demo classes. You can go and watch the demo classes for the knowledge purpose, okay? And if you feel that it is good, you can proceed. So now let us go to the main topic, okay? So first factor which is affecting the capacity is called as the lane width. That is the number one factor. The second factor which affects the capacity is the lateral clearance. Can we get the SOM classes in YouTube? See, Kartika, I don't know whether you will be getting SOM classes on YouTube or not. I don't know about it, right? Okay. As far as the transportation is concerned, I will try to finish transportation up to the maximum, up to 90% syllabus. I will try to finish it, right? But see, on YouTube, it is very difficult to solve numericals and to do a lot of research and to you can say solve each and everyone's doubt. It is difficult on YouTube because we also have a lot of work, other works to do. But on the you can say channel, obviously you will be getting a lot of access to each and everything. Even if you have doubts, yesterday also 7 or 8 students, they sent me some doubts. Some doubts were from the EAC level, some doubts were from the GATE level. So I cleared those doubts, okay? So that only happens, you can say, when we have an application. For example, Testbook application is there, Testbook site is there, right? On that, if you watch these lectures, so we have a one-to-one interaction. On YouTube, a lot of people are there, so obviously we cannot have a one-to-one interaction. I cannot see your weaknesses, you cannot see my strength, I cannot see your strength. So a lot of restriction is there, right? But still we will try to upload the lectures of SOM also, okay? So don't worry about it. Now second factor which is there is called as the lateral clearance. That is the second factor. Now what is the meaning of this lateral clearance? Lateral clearance means obstructions. Lateral clearance means obstructions. Now what type of obstructions can be there on a road? Now lateral means on sides, right? On sides there are some obstructions. What type of obstructions can be there? Let us say the number one type of obstruction that can be there is called as a retaining wall. Retaining wall. That is the number one obstruction. For example, on road, some retaining wall is there. That retaining wall, what it will do is that it will decrease the lateral clearance. Okay, for example, initially, let us say this is some mountainous terrain. This is some mountainous terrain and this was our road. From here we have our road. So this was the available width. But now if you draw a retaining wall here, this is your retaining wall somewhere here, what is happening is that the width is actually getting decreased. So what will happen? Ultimately the capacity will get decreased. Number one point. Number 2 point is that apart from the retaining wall, you might have a parked vehicle. A parked vehicle. In India, especially in the metropolitan cities, let us say Delhi, you can find a home, but it is very difficult to find a parking. That is a very, you can say, famous saying here in Delhi, especially, right? You can find a home, but it is very difficult to find a parking because, okay, I am a victim of that. I could find a home very easily, but it is very difficult to find a parking. So what people do is that, for example, this is your road, they park their vehicles here. This is the vehicle parking. Now what has happened is that due to this vehicle parking, what has happened is that only this much of area is available for the vehicles to travel. Only this much of area. Sometimes you must have seen that some rediwala, right? Rediwala, what they do is that they have their readies there, right? Okay, to sell vegetables, to sell fruits. What happens due to that, you must have observed in cities, even in villages also it is happening, that the width of the formation gets decreased or the clearance gets decreased. Ultimately what is happening is that the capacity, it actually decreases. The capacity decreases. Now the question is, sir, how much is the decrease in capacity due to lateral clearance? Now let us go to some numerical values. So it has been found by experiments that if you decrease the lateral clearance by 0.75 meter, if the lateral clearance decreased by 0.75 meter on one side, one side, it has been found by experiments that the capacity, it decreases by 96%. 96% it decreases by 96%. See, now what is the change that is happening? Just because of 0.75 meters, the capacity has decreased by 96%. Clear? Sir, if I decrease the formation width on both the sides, what will happen? Obviously it will decrease. Then whatever was left, so 4% was left, out of this 4% also 80% will decrease. If you decrease the formation width, or you decrease the lateral clearance by 0.75 meter from both the sides, it will further decrease by 80%. Nothing will be left. Almost zero. Almost zero is there. Clear? So that is what is happening if you decrease the lateral clearance. Similarly, the third factor which affects the capacity is called as the width of shoulders. Width of shoulders. Now, what are these shoulders? What are these shoulders? So, these are my shoulders, right? So, you can find that if I am sitting here, so these are my shoulders which are inclined at some angle, right? Similarly, happens with the road. For example, this is a road. On the side of the roads, you must have found some earthen road is there, which is at some higher angle or higher, you can say, slope is there, right? And that earthen road, sometimes it can be paved also, but generally it is earthen road. ज़्यादातर वो मिट्टी की होती है, कभी-कभी उसको हम पक्की भी बना सकते हैं, but generally it is an earthen road, right? This is called as a shoulder. This is called as a shoulder. Now, if you decrease the shoulder width, now what is the function of a shoulder? Sometimes if there is a lot of traffic, generally shoulders are used by the pedestrians to travel, to go from one place to another place. But if there is a lot of traffic, the bikers, what they do is that they make their bikers to come on the, you can say, shoulders, and on the shoulders they travel. Although it is not comfortable to travel on the shoulders because it is a very bumpy ride, but still, due to traffic, to avoid the traffic conditions, some vehicles, even in the cars, car people also, they also do this thing, that they put their cars and they put their bikers put their bikes on the shoulders and they travel in the traffic condition. Now, if you have decreased the width of the shoulder, it means that if there is a lot of traffic condition, the bikers and the car people, they cannot travel or they cannot put their vehicles on the shoulders if you have decreased the width. Or they can just put only one tire on the shoulder, they cannot put both their tires. Because the width of the shoulder is designed in such a way that one vehicle can stand properly. Nearly it is 2.5 meters is generally the width of the shoulder. Okay, if you decrease the width of the shoulder, they will not be able. If they will not be able, it means that what will happen to capacity? Capacity will certainly decrease. That is the next point, which is the width of the shoulder. It means that the width of the shoulder decreases, the capacity decreases. The capacity decreases. Clear? Next one. One more point is there. The next point is commercial vehicles. Commercial vehicles. Commercial vehicles is there. Now, what will happen if commercial vehicles are there? So, we know that commercial vehicles are either very long vehicles. For example, a truck is there, right? A truck is a very long, you can say, vehicle. A bus is very long, right? We have tempo travelers, and they are not very long, but still they are traveling with a very small velocity. So, the commercial vehicles have a different aspect. Some vehicles are traveling at a very small velocity, some have a very huge dimension. So, what will happen to the capacity is that capacity will certainly decrease, right? For example, if a vehicle is traveling at a very small velocity or very less velocity, and some vehicle is traveling behind it, it has to travel behind it until and unless it doesn't get a direction to overtake it. And overtaking distance we have already discussed in the, you can say, lectures. So, what will happen to capacity? Capacity will certainly decrease. Simple. The capacity will certainly decrease. Okay. Is it fine till now? Is it fine till now? Is it fine till now? You tell me, then I will proceed. Is it fine till now? Okay, Rahul is saying yes. Okay, what about others? What about others? अभी तक फाइन है? Is it fine till now? अभी तक सब क्लियर है ना? तभी हम आगे बढ़ेंगे. अभी तक सब क्लियर है? बताइए आप मेरे को. Fine. Okay. Now there rises a question. The question is that, sir, you are saying that the size of the vehicle. So how much is generally the size of the vehicle? Or how much spacing do we consider between two vehicles? Let me come to that point also. The next point is, it is an important point, by the way, note. Spacing between vehicles. Although I have mentioned this particular point in your class of geometric design also, but still let me again repeat this, right? Spacing between vehicles. Spacing between vehicles. The spacing between vehicles is generally considered to be as S is equals to 0.2 times of capital V and plus L. L is the length of the vehicle. That is generally the you can say that the distance between the vehicles, where this V is in kilometers per hour. Or if you want to get it in meters per second, it can be written as S is equals to 0.7 times of small v and plus L. And what is the value of this L? I told you when I was telling you about the overtaking side distance, this L is generally taken as 6 meters. But for vehicle to vehicle, it depends, right? But because the overtaking side distance is that we are calculating for a car, right? And the length of the car is generally taken as 6 meters. So that is what it is. And here this velocity v is in meters per second. Meters per second. So whatever you will be getting here, the S, that is the distance between the two vehicles, that will be coming out to be in meters. And here also it will come out to be in meters. That is the spacing between the two vehicles, right? What is this S? S is the spacing between vehicles. Spacing between vehicles. Simple. That is the spacing between the vehicles. Okay, this formula is used in overtaking side distance very frequently. This formula is used in overtaking side distance very frequently, dear students. Very important formula is this. Okay, you get your value T is equals to 4S upon A under root. This S value is given by this formula, that is for 0.2 V plus L. L is generally taken as 6 meters for cars. Now, next point. So we were discussing about this capacity. So we were discussing about this capacity, right? We were discussing about this capacity. Now, this capacity, the formula came out to be 100 times of 1000 times of V divided by S. This was the formula which we got. Clear? This was the formula that we had got with the capacity, or that S is called as the distance between center to center of the vehicle. I hope that you know this, right? Or that is also called as the space headway, right? So the headway is taken from one head of the vehicle to other head of the vehicle, but if we just subtract the half of the width of the vehicle, you will be getting center to center distance. That will be called the space headway. I hope that you know it, right? In the previous class we have discussed it. Now there is one more formula. There is one more formula which relates the capacity and time headway. There is one more formula which relates the capacity and the time headway. What is the time headway? Time headway, I told you that to cover this much of distance, how much time has been taken? To cover this much of distance, how much time has been taken is said to be as the time headway. That is called as the time headway. In the previous class we discussed this thing, right? That is called as the time headway. Time headway. Clear? Now, Now suppose that, what is this capacity? Capacity is number of vehicles per hour, number of vehicles per hour, or it can be number of vehicles per second. So what are the number of vehicles which are traveling per hour? That is your capacity actually. Clear? So let us say that in 1 second, you have one vehicle. In 2 seconds you have two vehicles. In n seconds you have n number of vehicles. In n seconds you have n number of vehicles, right? For example, what is this? What is the exact meaning of this time headway? Time headway means that in ht time one vehicle pass. In ht time one vehicle pass. Again in 1 ht time one vehicle pass. For example, ht is 1 minute. In 1 minute one vehicle passes. In 1 minute one vehicle passes. That is the meaning of that. That is the meaning of that, right? That in 1 minute one vehicle passes, in 1 minute one vehicle passes. That is the meaning of that. So in ht hour, let us say if in 1 second one vehicle passes. For example, if in 1 second one vehicle passes, in ht seconds, how many vehicle will pass? It will 1 into ht. That much of vehicle will pass in ht seconds. If in 1 second one vehicle pass. But ht, this time headway, I told you that is generally taken in hours. It is generally taken in hours, right? So let me rub this. Let me rub this one. Now, ht means one vehicle passes, it takes time ht, right? If ht is in hours, then the capacity will be equal to what? 1 hour has 3600 seconds. So 3600 seconds, how much time one vehicle take in seconds, that will give me the capacity. Simple. So this is one more formula of capacity, that is 3600 divided by t. And if you know the graph between the time headway, so time headway goes like this. Now why does it go like this? I told you in the previous class. And the space headway, it goes like this. And what is the reason for that? I told you in the class. What students do is that they mug up this graph. You don't have to mug up, you just understand the concept. Why is it happening that if you increase the velocity, the space headway will keep on increasing, and if you're increasing the velocity, time headway first decreases and then it increases, right? If you know this graph, so this is my time headway ht. Now if ht decreases in the initial time, if ht decreases, what will happen to the capacity? Surely the capacity will increase. Capacity will increase, right? Again, if you draw a graph, right, on the x-axis you take it as the speed and on the y-axis you take it as capacity, then surely in the initial period of time what will happen is that the capacity will keep on increasing. It was minus infinity, infinity means 0. So 1 upon infinity will be 0. So here we have 0. Clear? 0. So 0, and it will increase after a certain point of time. What will happen is that it will start decreasing. Now this is the graph of capacity versus speed curve. Very, very, very important. Very, very, very important. Questions have been asked from this topic, especially in ESE exam, many times. From this particular topic, questions have been asked. I hope that now you have got it, that why this graph goes like this. What the students do is that they mug up this graph. Okay, but why the graph is decreasing? I hope that now you know it, right? Because the time headway will keep on increasing. If you will, the time headway will keep on increasing, the capacity will keep on decreasing. Simple, right? Have you got it now? Shall we proceed now? Have you got it? Have you got it? Then only I will proceed. If you have got it, then only I will proceed. Okay, Rahul is saying yes. Okay, now let me proceed. Okay. Now, so we have discussed the various factors affecting capacity. We discussed about the formula of capacity. So we have the two formulae of capacity. One is as per the space headway or the distance between center to center, and the another formula is between the capacity and your time headway. That is the second formula. Okay. We have another concept here that is called as the level of service. We have another concept here in this chapter which is called as the level of service. Level of service. Now, what is the meaning of level of service? Level of service simply means that how is the service of a particular road to you. It means that आप कितने आराम से रोड पे ट्रैवल कर सकते हो बिना किसी परेशानी के लिए, उसे बिना किसी परेशानी के, उसी को हम बोलते हैं लेवल ऑफ सर्विस. And level of service has been divided into 6 parts. That is level of service A, B, C, D, E and F. जो F जो level of service है, this level of service, it is the poorest. It's the poorest level of service. सबसे बेकार, एकदम ट्रैफिक जाम मिलेगा आपको, एकदम खराब सड़कें, एकदम, ये है लेवल ऑफ सर्विस का मतलब. ए का मतलब एकदम मक्खन जैसी, एकदम बढ़िया चल रही है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है जी, आपको एकदम बढ़िया फर्स्ट क्लास चला रहे हो. इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? इट मींस दैट इट हैज अ वेरी गुड लेवल ऑफ सर्विस. यू विल नॉट फाइंड एनी इश्यूज while traveling on the road. There will be very less traffic. You can travel with a very high velocity. That is the meaning of level of service. So this question has been asked many times in examination. How many level of service we have? And sometimes questions are there. Which one of the following is a good level of service from a customer point of view? A or F? So F is the worst and A is the best. Clear? If you draw a graph, on this graph, on the y-axis you have the operating speed or just speed, right? Operating speed or just speed. On the x-axis you have the traffic volume. Now what is this traffic volume? I told you that volume is a type of capacity. The maximum volume is called as capacity. Okay, volume, and whose unit is vehicles per hour. Vehicles per hour is the unit of this volume, right? Okay, and here if you compare it with one more parameter, that is the capacity ratio, that is capacity upon the maximum capacity or the practical basic capacity. If you compare it, the graph will come out to be almost like this. This will be the graph. Okay, let me further draw it more clearly, then you will understand what is the meaning of this graph, and I will make you understand why this graph first of all is going increasing and then it is decreasing. I will make you explain that. So this will be the graph like this. Okay, here also we have 0 point and here also we have 0 point. First of all, let me draw the graph. This particular service is called as the level of service. This is my level of service A. This is my A part, right? After that we have my level of service B. After that I have my level of service, that is my C part. After that I have my, from here to here I have my E part, and D part, and from here to here I have my E part. At the peak here I have my E part. This question has also been asked, that after what level of service the condition of the road will keep on deteriorating. So after E it will keep on decreasing, and this is my F, that is the worst part, right? That is the worst part. Now what is the meaning of this graph? Now see, if the volume is 0, what does it mean? If the volume is 0, two cases might be there. If the volume is 0, two cases might be there. First case is that we have a packed jam condition. Because if you have a packed jam condition, one vehicle is this, one vehicle is this, one vehicle is this. If you have a packed jam condition, we have infinite time. If we have infinite time, what will happen to the capacity? Capacity will be equal to 0 because no vehicle is moving. Clear? Capacity will be equal to 0 because no vehicle is moving. And if no vehicle is moving, what will happen to the speed? The speed will also be 0. Simple. The speed will also be 0. So that is what is represented by this point. Now if volume is 0, okay, what does it mean? It means that the highest speed. Now what does it mean? It means that volume can be 0 in two cases. First of all, it is a packed jam condition. And second condition is that on the road, you have only one vehicle. Let us say that only you are traveling on road. Only you are traveling on road. What will be the capacity then? Capacity will be what? It will be almost zero, because it is vehicles per unit time, but we have only one vehicle. Okay, so how many vehicles are crossing a particular point? Zero. Only one vehicle is there, na? Right? So the capacity will be zero. So either you can have two cases, either it is a pack jam condition or only one vehicle is there, or the gap between the vehicles is infinite. There is an infinite gap between the vehicles. Now if there is an infinite gap between the vehicles, or only one vehicle is moving on the road, at which velocity will you go? You will go with the maximum velocity. That is what it is represented as. So here we have the maximum velocity and the zero also, because the volume zero can have two possible cases. Either it is a pack jam condition or it is a free stream velocity. This velocity is also called as VSF. VSF. And what is the meaning of this VSF? VSF is called as the free stream velocity. Free stream velocity. What is the meaning of free stream velocity? Now free stream, if there is no one on the road, you can go freely. That is the meaning of free stream velocity. If there is no one on the road, you can go freely. That is the meaning of that. Okay. Now if there is no one on the road, you can go freely. It means that you are not enjoying your ride. You are very much comfortable. You do not have any tension. Okay. You are not abusing anyone. So everything is fine. Okay. It means that the level of service is A. Got it? What is this level of service B? Now see, if the volume will keep on increasing, slowly your speed will keep on decreasing. Why? Because if the volume is increasing, the traffic has just started on the road. If the traffic has just started accumulating, what will happen to the speed? The speed will slowly decrease. So now the speed is slowly decreasing like this. The speed is slowly decreasing like this. Okay, at this point, you have Q by QC is equal to 1. That is, the actual capacity on the road has become equal to the practical capacity or the basic capacity. So the capacity on the road has become equal to the capacity. Now if you further keep on increasing the number of vehicles, what will happen to the time headway? The time headway will keep on increasing. If the time headway will keep on increasing, the capacity will keep on decreasing and the volume will also keep on decreasing. Now further, अगर आप और ज्यादा व्हीकल्स को ऐड करते जाओगे सड़क पे, अल्टीमेटली फिर क्या होगा? आपको वॉल्यूम कम होना शुरू हो जाएगा. क्यों? आपका ये जो टाइम है ना, टाइम हैज स्टार्टेड इंक्रीजिंग, द वॉल्यूम विल स्टार्ट डिक्रीजिंग. And at this is the case. This is called as the density. Or you can say that it is the jam density. This case is also called as the jam density. This case is also called as the jam density case. Okay, I hope that you have got it. Second point. The next point which comes here is called as the passenger car unit. The next point which comes here is called as the passenger car unit. Passenger car unit, or also called as the PCU. Now what is this PCU? So whatever the formula we have derived, whatever the capacity formula, anything what we have derived, they are for car, and car is always considered as one PCU, one passenger car unit. Remember this has been asked many times in examination, that what is the PCU of car. Now the question is, what is the concept of PCU? Now see, when you are going on road, you will not find only cars. You will find trucks also, you will find buses also, you will find cycle also, you will find n number of or n type of vehicles you will find on the road. Every vehicle will have certain dimension, every vehicle will have certain hauling power, every vehicle will have certain damage to the pavement. For example, bullock cart tires. The bullock cart tires, they damage the pavements more aggressively as compared to car tires or even a truck tire also. Because they are very hard tires. The bullock car tires are very hard tires. They damage the pavement to a very great extent. So every type of vehicle has different characteristics. Some has bigger dimension, some has a smaller dimension, right? Okay. Some has more damaging power to the pavement, some has less damaging power to the pavement. So now, if you calculate each and everything for bullock cart, capacity for bullock cart, it will become very difficult because in India we have the mixed traffic conditions. How will you calculate all these formula for different vehicles? You will take two millenniums to calculate. You will take 200 years to calculate all these things. So what we have done is that to simplify all these things, we have now converted the cars, the vehicles into a PCU, which is called as the passenger car unit. As per the dimension, as per the damage caused to the pavement, and as per some other factors, we have converted every vehicle into a term which is called as the passenger car unit. For car, it is taken as 1. That is a standard value. For car, that is a standard value, which is called as the passenger car unit. That is a standard value for a car. Questions which are important from this particular topic as far as the SSC JE point of view is concerned is that for passenger car, it is 1 PCU, right? For tempo also it is 1 PCU. For auto rickshaw also it is 1 PCU. And for the agricultural tractor, it is also 1 PCU, right? For buses, number 2 point, right? This is number 1 point. Number 2 point for buses, for trucks, etc. It is taken as 3 PCU. Clear? Number 3. For motorcycle, scooter, etc. It is taken as 0.5 PCU. Clear? Number 4. For small bullock cart, it is taken as, and this question has been asked in exam, for bullock cart, small one, that is 6.0. And for large bullock cart, it is taken as 8.0. These two questions have been asked in exam, and this question has been asked in exam, that is regarding the car. So car is important, small bullock cart is important, and the large bullock cart is important. These 3 points are important as far as the competitive exams are concerned. I hope that you have got it now, right? Have you got it? Is it fine till now? Then we will proceed. Okay, is it fine till now? Is it okay? Then only I will proceed. If I get a confirmation from you that sir, it is fine till now, then I will proceed to the next topic. Is it okay? Is it fine? Is it fine? Okay, now let me proceed to the next topic. Let me rub this. Now see, IRC has recommended some values of PCU, some values of capacity. IRC has recommended some values of capacity for rural roads, Now, what are rural roads? I told you that the national highways, they generally pass through the rural areas, and we call them we consider them as the rural road, right? So for rural roads, what IRC has recommended is that if it is a single lane road, if it is a single lane, with 3.75 meter carriageways there, right? This is the carriage of 3.75 meter and earth shoulders are there. At that point of time, the PCU per day, So now I am not saying it is vehicles per day, because now I have told you the concept of PCU. Whatever I will be doing, I will be telling you it is a PCU. I will not be saying it is vehicles per day, because vehicle can be car also, vehicle can be bullock cart also. What type of vehicle it is, right? I will now just be saying PCU. That is the passenger car unit. It can be bullock cart, it can be anything depending upon the various factors. Okay. So now PCU per day. So for it is 1000. Dear student, this question has been asked. That is, this question has been asked in exams, and nowadays it is a very hot topic, because students, what they are doing is that they are skipping this topic which I am telling you right now, right? For single lane with 3.75 meter width and earthen shoulders, it is 1000. Okay. And if everything is same, but we have hard shoulders, hard shoulder means we have the paved shoulders, right? If we have the paved shoulders, or also called as the hard shoulders, this value is 2500 PCU per day. Now the question is, sir, PCU is for car. What will happen to bullock cart? Dear students, you do one thing, divide it by 8. If it is a, you can say which type of bullock cart is a big bullock cart, you divide by 8. If it is a small bullock cart, you divide by 6. If it is a bus, you divide by 3. So that is how, with the help of this PCU, we can calculate any number, any type of vehicle, whether it is bus, whether it is car, whether it is anything, depending upon the various factors that we have. Okay. Now let us proceed further. Let us solve a question. Let me rub this. Now let us solve a question. The question is that, let me give you one question. Let us say that I give you the velocity of vehicle as 40 kilometers per hour. 40 kilometers per hour. Let me give you a velocity of vehicle as 40 kilometers per hour, and let you take the, you can say, let us take the time as reaction time of driver. Let us say that the reaction time of driver is what? It is equal to 0.7 seconds. For the time being, let us say it is 0.7 seconds. Now I am telling you that, and the length of the vehicle I am also giving you. Let us say that the length of the vehicle is 5 meter. 5.0 meter is the length of the vehicle. Now I am telling you that you calculate the theoretical capacity C. You will say that, sir, to calculate theoretical capacity, I have two formulae. The first formula is 1000 V divided by S. The another formula is 3600 divided by the time headway. Sir, in this question, time headway is not provided to us, so I cannot use this formula. I will go with this formula. Even in this formula also, let us say what are the various values given. Is V given to you? Yes, V is given. So V is what? 1000 into 40 is your V, and divided by S. Now the question is, what is this S? I told you that S is the center to center spacing between the vehicles. S is what? S is the center to center spacing between the vehicles. That is the value of S. Now you tell me what this S should be equal to. Whether S should be equal to 0.7 V plus length of the vehicle, or the value of S should be equal to the shortest side distance. You tell me that. What it should be. Dear students, it should be this one. That is this one. 0.7 V plus L. So what it will be? It will be equal to 1000 into 40. In question, if nothing is mentioned, it will be this. If something is mentioned, it can change, right? It will be equal to 0.2 into 40 and plus 6. So what will it be? it will be equal to, your C will be equal to, let me use my calculator. Okay, and you do not use your calculator, by the way. Okay, you do not try to use your calculator. It will be 1000 into 40 divided by 0.2 into 40 and plus 6 comes out to be nearly 2857, comes out to be nearly 2857 vehicles per hour and per lane. That is the unit of this capacity. We always calculate the capacity for a single lane, not for n number of lanes. That will be the correct answer to this particular question. I hope you have got it. I hope you have got it. How we have calculated this value of S. Let us solve one more question. Let us solve one more question. Another question, let me take one more question. In this question, what is given is that question. In this question, what is given is that question, the time headway is 100 seconds. The time headway is 100 seconds. The capacity will be what? Option number A, 36 vehicles per hour per lane. Option number B, 48 vehicles per hour per lane. Option number C, 52 vehicles per hour per lane. Or option number D, none of these, none of the above. What will the correct answer? You try to tell me what will the correct answer to this particular question. I am giving you 5 minutes of time so that you can give me the answer of this particular question. Length of the vehicle as 5 meters. Yes, I had taken it as 5 meters. Let me check the answer once again. Yeah, okay. Yes, correct. Sorry. I have to take it as 5 meters. Yes, correct. 5 meters. Why? Because in question it is mentioned as 5 meters. 6 meters is the general formula, but in question it is mentioned 5 meters. So it will be equal to 1000 into 40 divided by 0.2 into 40 and plus 5. Comes out to be 3076. Let me calculate it. Let me rub this. It will be equal to 3076. Will be equal to, yes, very good Kartika, very good Kartika, very good. It will come out to be 3077, nearly 3077 vehicles per hour per lane. Very good. Next question is this one. Now try to solve it. I am giving you 5 minutes of time how to solve this particular question. The time headway is given to you as 100 seconds and we have to find the capacity. So what will the capacity for this particular? Is it option A, B or C or D or what? 36 is very good. It is very simple, right? It is very simple because we know that the capacity in terms of the time headway is generally given by 3600 divided by HT. HT is given to us as was 100, so it will be directly 36 because that is 100, right? So 100, this will get cancelled out. 100 vehicles per hour and per lane, that will be the capacity C. Okay, it was an easy question. So now students, let us do one thing. Let us meet in the next class. Okay, in the next class we will discuss about one very important thing which is called as in next class. What we are going to do is that we are going to discuss about the, let me write down the things which we are going to discuss in the next class. The first thing that we will be discussing in the next class is called as the accident studies. Accident studies. In the accident studies, we will be discussing about the collision diagram. That is the collision diagram. That is what we will be discussing in the next class. Collision diagram. The next thing we'll be discussing in the next class, it is a very important aspect that is called as the passenger car unit. Oh, sorry, passenger car unit we have already discussed. Peak hour factor, PHF. Peak hour factor. That is also we will discuss in the next class. It is a little bit untouched topics for the SSC JE point of view, but we will be discussing peak hour factor also. It is an important topic for the upcoming SSC JE exam, right? We'll be discussing about this peak hour factor, and after that, with the you can say with the concept of the green shield model, with the concept of green shield model, we will be finishing this chapter. So this chapter will be completely finished. That after this chapter, what we'll be doing is that we will be starting a new chapter, that is the design of payments. Design of payments. That is what we will be doing. Okay. So now, dear students, let's meet in the next class. I hope that I will also meet you in the next class soon. Okay. Okay, Kartika. So let's meet tomorrow at the same time, that is at the 9:30 to 10:30 at the same channel, that is your own testbook.com. Okay. So let's meet tomorrow and let us try to solve a lot number of problems and let us try to understand the concept also. So thank you everyone. Take care. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family. Okay. And keep practicing. Keep doing hard work. You will get the success, whether today or tomorrow, but you will surely get your success. Okay. So keep practicing and keep doing the hard work. So thank you everyone. Have a nice day. Good night. Good mind. Good night. Tata. Bye bye.